Exposing spiritual teachers. Did you know that they can harness your energy through mass meditation? So this weekend, from November 10th to November 12th, I was at this event called Stairway to the Stars, hosted by Gaia. It's a disclosure fest in Las Vegas. And during one of the mass meditations in the morning, me and my friend who went were both psychic. We saw the same exact thing. These spiritual teachers were harnessing the audience's energy. Now, if you don't believe me, I was literally there. I took a picture. It says Stairway to the Stars right there. This is also me taking a picture with one of the speakers. I blocked both of them out because my friend is in that photo. I don't think she wants to be exposed. Oh, and also saw Bashar. But anyway, now that you know I'm not lying, and I have proof that I was there, let me tell you what happened. Oh, the tea. It was the first day of the disclosure event, or the Stairway to the Stars event, and they had a mass meditation in the morning, and me and my friend, both of our intuitions were like, we have to go. We're going to see some interesting stuff. And we did. We both saw, with our third eye, because we're both psychic, on the stage, two 15 feet tall Draco reptilians standing there. And we looked at each other and we looked around, and I'm pretty sure a couple of other people noticed, but majority of the people in the audience, where there were like 50 to maybe 70 people, they didn't notice the Draco reptilians. And then this woman, she was singing on stage and she was like, everybody put your palms up. What do you do when you put your palms up like this? You are giving away your energy. Or at the very least, you're receiving somebody else's energy. You're like a beggar, right? And this woman, she said, put your palms up and let's meditate. Let's harness energy. And she starts singing about the Galactic Federation, which you guys know how I feel about them. Don't trust them. And all I saw with my third eye were these clear tubes that were being attached to people's crown chakra. And these two 15 feet tall Draco reptilians that were standing on the stage started eating up the energy. And so I got mad. I was like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, because I was always very suspicious of certain spiritual teachers. And so with my astral body, I guess you could say, I started concentrating on cutting the cords. I literally cut the cords one by one. And here's the freakiest part. On the stage, there was another spiritual teacher. He wasn't saying much. He was just closing his eyes and meditating. And all of a sudden, his eyes open. And out of everybody in the crowd, he looks at me and my friend and just keeps staring at us. Because he knew what I was doing. And because he also knew that we both saw what they were doing. So after I cut the cords and I made sure people were not giving away their energy to these freaking traitors, like a lot of these spiritual teachers, they work for the Dark Orion Fleet or the Fallen Angelics, whatever you want to call them, and they know it. Some don't know it. Oh, but these, they know it. And it's interesting how this event went on in the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, which is shaped like a pyramid. How much more Anunnaki Draco reptilian can you get? But anyway, after that event, me and my friend, we were walking down the hotel to get lunch, and then we saw the same spiritual teacher whose eyes just opened like that and looked at us, and he had the creepiest smile on his face, and he just waved at us like a robot. Like, it's almost like a passive aggressive, like, hey, I saw what you were doing there. The fact that he opened his eyes and just looked at us and only looked at us, not a coincidence. He knew that I knew that we knew that he knew. Now, I'm not saying all spiritual teachers are bad. I believe Bashar is a very, very good spiritual teacher. And I also believe the guy that I took a photo with that I blocked out is also a very good spiritual teacher. There are people who are doing this genuinely from their heart. But then there are others who are feeding your energy to entities you don't even know the name of. This is a warning for you all. If you're going to do a mass meditation, make sure you vet out the leaders, the spiritual leaders that are doing these mass meditations. Make sure your third eye is wide open. Make sure you have discernment, because your energy is precious. Do not feed your energy to these Draco reptilians, fallen angelics, Anunnaki, crazy people. If you want to learn more about how these Anunnaki Draco reptilians infiltrated the human collective and what they exactly want from us, I expose them in my book. It is linked in my bio. My book's title is Made in God's Image. My book will also help you to have more discernment about the spiritual community and exactly who you listen to, because not everything is love and light. Evil exists, people. It's time to wake up. Exposing Mass Meditations, Part 2. How they can harvest your energy and also do sacrifices You heard that right, sacrifices. If you're curious, part 1 is on my page. So as I said in part 1, I was at the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas for this Disclosure Fest that was hosted by Gaia. Now, I'm not saying Gaia specifically is the problem, but a lot of spiritual teachers in that event are the problem. Unfortunately, I don't know their names. I only know their faces. But during the second day of the event, there was a mass meditation in the morning. And I love going to these because I know I'm going to see some shit. I love exposing these spiritual teachers. This mass meditation was even worse than the first one that I went to. Because not only did I see multitudes of different entities, not just Draco reptilians there, the energy that they were creating in that room literally made me want to throw up. It was creating a panic attack. And here's what's interesting. The guy who was doing the talking during the mass meditation, he was like, oh, I had a download that I needed specifically to come to the Luxor Hotel, which is shaped like a pyramid in Las Vegas, because, you know, sacred geometry, this is a pyramid, and we're gonna get a lot of energy here. And something about sacred grounds. Like there is nothing sacred about the Luxor Hotel in freaking Las Vegas. Sin City, come on. Red flag number 1. But then he was like, oh, envision a bright white light shooting off the top of the Luxor Hotel, the tippy top of the pyramid. And we are gathering all of our beautiful energy there, and we're manifesting a beautiful world for Gaia. That's not what I saw in my visions. Not at all. What I saw in my visions was there was a bright white light shooting off of the Luxor Hotel pyramid, but that bright white light formed into a ball, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden I see this human man spinning in the ball like a freaking tornado, and all of a sudden the spinning stops and his heart gets ripped out of his chest. So as I'm trying so hard not to throw up because the energy in that room is absolutely disgusting, I open my eyes and I'm like, what was that? That was nothing that he was saying. I saw something completely different. And that vision stuck with me the whole time until I, arrived at the airport to go back. And I was walking down to my gate with my friend, and all of a sudden I see this famous DJ. I'm not going to say his name out loud because here's the scary part. I see this DJ and I make eye contact with him. I was like, oh my God, that's that DJ. And then I showed my friend a picture because she doesn't know who he is. And she's like, oh my God, yeah, that's that DJ. And then I don't know why, the vision of the man spitting in that ball suddenly popped up in my mind. And I remember hearing one of the more truthful, like genuine spiritual teachers tell me that before the disclosure event in Luxor Hotel, they had this Facebook chat, and one anonymous poster was like, this whole event is a death ritual. And then I told my friend, I was like, what if the vision I saw was like a death ritual? Are they going to sacrifice somebody? I was like, who are they going to sacrifice? That's so important. It can't just be a normal person. And then, bam, it clicked like that. I literally just saw that DJ. And I asked my friend, I was like, you don't think they're going to sacrifice him? And I'm not saying that it will be him, but she did get confirmation because she's also psychic. She did her pendulum swing. It was supposed to be a celebrity that's going to be sacrificed. So this whole event may have just been orchestrated so they can harness us psychics, our energy, because our energy is potent, to cause some kind of heart attack to make a celebrity die. Now, I wouldn't be surprised by December of this year, there's going to be a death of some major celebrity, and he might be a DJ. See, these elite, they know exactly what they're doing. And a lot of these spiritual communities have been infiltrated by them. Because at the event, I saw many Freemasons there. What are you doing here, Mr. Freemasons? You're not supposed to be in this kind of event. Not unless you hosted it, right? You pitched in money for it. Human energy is extremely powerful, especially spiritual human energy is extremely powerful. If you go to these mass meditations and they're harnessing your energy, you have no idea what they're using it for. You guys need to learn more about how these fallen angelics or these negative ET races operate. We are run by these negative ET races. The whole government of every single society is run by these negative ET races. I expose them in my book. It is linked in my bio. My book's title is Made in God's Image. Please understand your own true divine power. Stop giving it away. Please have more discernment, even for my videos. Exposing spiritual teachers and energy harvesting. Part 3, you can find part 2 and 1 on my page. So the spiritual community has been infiltrated for decades, ever since the peace movement during the 60s. And it's up to your own discernment to see who is the true spiritual teacher and who is not. And when I talk about energy harvesting, I literally mean they harvest your energy. Everything is made up of energy. We consume meat, vegetables, fruit to get our energy, right? But you can also consume energy like anger, love, lust as a food source. This is how hyperdimensional entities actually feed off of us. We've all heard about, oh, Draco reptilians or like these other aliens, they feed off of your emotions. They do. A lot of these spiritual teachers, they are run by these hyperdimensional entities. And if you're unaware, human beings are actually hybrids of multiple different ET races. So we carry their genetic imprint. We don't realize, but a lot of our behaviors is actually in their image. We are made in their image. Because we are quantum entangled to these entities, they can actually operate through us, whether we know it or not. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but you have to do more research into this. It's going to take way too long for me to explain. But these entities can basically hop into you as they wish. And a lot of these spiritual teachers are actually compromised and they don't even realize they're compromised. They don't know it, but maybe a good half of their DNA template is from Alpha Draconians or from Anunnaki or from Greys. These are all of your negative, more negatively oriented ET races. And they will use your avatar to do whatever they want with you and with society. Now, at this point, everybody in the spiritual community has heard of the show Escaping Twin Flames, and I have really talked a lot about twin flames on my page. I don't support the teaching because it's cult-like. And these two spiritual teachers are one of the few that I'm talking about that are absolute infiltrators in the spiritual community. These are narcissists. And if your third eye is open and you look at pictures of these two, I forgot their names, because let's be honest, they're not important. If you look in their eyes, they are 100% possessed by either some kind of demonic entity, jinn, Alpha Draconian, I don't know what it is. Their eyes are not right. And you have to be careful with these spiritual teachers because they get a high off of you worshiping them. They harness your energy, the energy vampire off of you. And sometimes if they have entities attached to them or there are entities working through them, they're feeding that entity. You have no idea who you're giving your energy to. And by who, I mean in a very broad term, like you're either giving your energy to a human or some kind of deity that person worships. And what if that person worships a fallen angel or a Draco reptilian? How do you know? The New Age spiritual community is also highly infiltrated by the Freemasons and the Templars. Spirituality has not been pure for a very long time. It's because the people in control know that we're all waking up and we're supposed to wake up at a certain time. And I've said so in my past videos, we're all waking up this time, right now, because so many of us are waking up and a lot of us don't have a guidebook to, what is false and what is true. A lot of us are very easily susceptible to manipulation, especially from spiritual teachers like that twin flame cult couple. Now, if you want to learn about why these hyperdimensional entities are messing with us, why we're hybridized, how did we even get here to this point, my book exposes everything. You can find the link in my bio. My book is titled Made in God's Image. And when I say made in God's image, you are literally made in God's image because we are all source, we are all infinity, we are all one. It's time to remember your inner power and stop giving away your power to entities who don't even care about you.